Hey traders, I am BKM. Welcome back to my channel where we don't just create expert advisors and indicators, we unlock the full potential of MQL5. You know, I was looking at the chart the other day and a thought hit me. Traders rely on indicators, patterns, price action. But what if the simplest confirmation is hiding in plain sight? What if you could instantly know whether the bulls or the bears have been dominating recently? Not by guessing, but by counting the number of bullish and bearish candles. So I decided to build a tiny MQL5 tool that does exactly that. I mean a live bull versus bear candle counter. And today I will show you how it works and how you can use it as your final confluence before pulling the trigger on a trade. So let's get started. And now we are going to use an expert and we are going to use a script for that. A script under tutorials. We'll create a new script. Let's name it count bull and bear candles. Let me clean up the chart the way I love to see it. Yes, and now we are ready to go. Here we are going to use a script for that, just for tutorial purpose, just to show you the concept. And the same logic is applicable to to expert advisors, but a similar, just some minor changes for indicators. So now let's get started. We'll start with, let's create the main function that counts the number of bullish and bearish candles. Bull, count bull, bear. We have to list the parameters. Constant, I think, int start, the starting position. Constant, we have to make this in constant count. Yeah, count. What else? Count int. These will be passed by reference. Bullish candles. Int by reference. Bearish candles. We are good to go. By default, we return false. So first, bullish candles is equals to -1. Bearish candles is equals to -1. Now let's do the validations. If count, if no, something is missing here. This should be count. Yes, this should be count. If count is less than 0, is less than or equals to 0, or the starting position is less than 0, because the current candle on a chart is at index 0, so the starting position shouldn't be less than 0, neither should the count be less than nor equal to 0. So if they are equals to 0, let me clear this. Let's just return false. We return false if they are equals to 0, if the count is less than 0 or equals to 0, or if the start is less than 0. So next we get the number of bars, rates total, the number of bars on the chart to avoid errors, period current. Another validation, if start is greater or equals to rates total, or count is greater or equals to rates total. So if the starting position is greater or equals to rates total, is greater or equals to rates total, we want to return. We don't want to do anything. So this is just a single line return. So we should do it here. False. So here we did validations. If the count is less than 0 or equals to 0, we return false, keeping the bullish and the bearish candle this variable, which would be input as -1. So the function will automatically return -1 to the user or whenever it is called. So next, we calculate the end, I think. End equals to math mean start plus count, or raise total -1. Here we try to get the end where we want to end, where the function or the number of bars that we want to check will end. So we use the math mean to get the minimum, the starting position plus the count, or raise total -1. Next, we create an MQL, not here, an MQL rates array. Rates, let's do it this way. Here we create an MQL rates array to prefetch the rate for easier access. So if copy rate, we're going to use copy rates here. If copy rates symbol time current start, and here our count will be end minus start. It will be stored inside our rates array. If copy rate is equals to count, is equal count, then we want to let's compile, check for errors. Int comma expected. Okay, yeah. Let's compile. No errors, we are good to go. So here we checked if the copied data is equal to the amount needed, which is the count. Then here we have the main. We'll use a for loop for that. Main counting loop. For int w equals to 0, w less than array size rates w plus plus. We increase our loop counter by 1 after each loop. Now we check if rates bracket w close is greater than rates w open. Here we check if the close of the current bar of the bar at index w, if the close is greater than the open, which means it is a bullish candlestick. a bullish candle. Yeah, now a bullish candle. Yeah, let's create variables integer bull count equals 0, bear count equals 0. Let's compile. No errors, we are good to go. So if it is a bullish candle, we increase the bull count. We increase bull count by 1. Increase count by 1. Then else if rates W at index W is less than rate at index W, the open. Here we checked if the close of the bar at index W is less than the open. If the close is less than the open, that means it's a bearish candle. Bearish candle. So we increase the bear count. Here we increase the bear count. No doji detection. Doji detection skipped. We only want valid bullish or bearish. We don't mean counting low. Bullish candle, bearish candle. What next? Now bullish candles equals to bull count. Bullish candle where bearish candles equals to bear count. Bullish candles equals to bullish count. Bearish candles. I messed up something. This is bearish candle. Bearish candle equals to bear count. Here we return what? True. We return true because we are done. We return true. Let me clean up this. If copyrights. If copyrights. Yeah, let's compile. I think we good. Undeclared identifier. Undeclared bearish. Okay. If count. For loop. And yeah. Let's compile. Here we are good to go. We are good to go. Main loop. Let me get this done. Well, this should be it. Return false. Yeah. I guess we are done. No errors. 0 errors, 0 warning. Now we go to the onstart. And as we all know, the onstart, in a script, there is not any settings that will clean up the chart or anything for you automatically by default. So we have to do that by ourselves. We create There's no default cleanup function like in the indicators and experts where we have on the init, on the initialization. So here we do it on our own, on the init, no parameters. Here we just have to clear the chat comment, because clear chat comment, I think chat comment, because we are going to use a comment for this here. Let's compile. No errors. Now, while the program is not stopped, while the script is not stopped, we will only do this while it is not stopped by the user. Sleep, let's use 4 milliseconds, let's use 400, let's go with 400. While the script is not stopped, let's compile. No errors. Yeah, let's make this script dynamic. I mean, let's give the user an opportunity to change some. Let me add my icon lion.ico, then property, property script show input, because we are going to give the user an opportunity. Show input, int start point equals 1, input and count figure. Let's just name that was 20. I think we are good to go. Let's compile. There should be no errors, 0 errors, 0 warnings. Back to the unstand. So we go with int bulls equals 0, ps equals 0. These are the variables that we are going to pass into these are the variables we are going to use as arguments for the count bool bear function. So how should we go about this? We need to, okay, let's use an if count bool start, we add the input by the user. Count, we use the count figure, bulls, yes, don't want to mess anything up here. And we need to check and bulls greater than 0. Let me just add this. This is not compulsory, or let's just ps greater than 0, because it's only true when we have a valid if count. Then let's create something to display. Let's name it display equals to an empty string. So display plus and bullish and bearish counter, bullish and bearish candles count. I think this should be good. Let's compile. No errors, display was new line, starting at bar index bar index plus change start point plus, let me just move this to the next line, start point plus and end at bar index plus, we convert count figure to string value. Let's compile. We should have no errors, I think. Yeah, we are good to go. Let's keep going. Let me increase the this. Okay, what next? Display. Now let's add the recall values. Bullish candles equal plus string bull to a new line. I think I'm just doing this to make the code visible for you guys. Plus bearish can is equal plus string bs. Let's compile. No errors. Now it's time to add a short comment. Comment this display. Compile. No errors. We are good to go. This is the reason why we created the initialization function, in order to clear any comment on the chart, any comment that our program adds to the chart, in order not to cluster the chart or something. Seems we are good to go. So please, before we run the test, please subscribe. If you found this video helpful, like and leave a comment. Now let's get to the step index, a minute chart. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. Script, let's get our program script tutorial. What was the name? Count bull b, I think so. Yeah, here we go. Let's leave the inputs the same. We start at index 1, count figure 20. Let's run the code. Let's run it. Whoa, what's wrong? No comments. Let's remove this. Let's go back to the code. Display equals to, if not stopped, if it's not stopped, display equals to, then why no comment? If program is not stopped, if count and bool greater than 0 and bear, let me bring this down, and bear greater than 0, what's the problem here? Do we have any issues? If copyrights for integer w, it's a bool, we return true, else we return false. Let me check this. That's it. For we end the loop, No, this shouldn't be inside the loop. Yeah, this should not be inside the loop. I messed this up. It should be outside the loop. I think so. This should be outside the loop. Let's compile. Detection mode skipped. Let's leave it here. Let's compile. It should run as expected now. Detection mode skipped. This should be outside the loop. What's wrong? Anyways, let's compile. Let's see. Count BS. Yeah. Now we have the comment bullish and bearish candle counter. Starting at bar index 1 and ends at bar index 20. Bullish candle equals to 7. Now let's analyze to confirm the data we got. At index 1, we place this at index 1. We use the crosshair tool to index 1, 20 bars. 20, which is 20. 20 is not anywhere close. Let's get this from index 20 should be okay. This green candle here is index 20, so let's add it here. So now let's count. We use same crosshair tool. Here it says bullish candle equals to 7. Starting index 1. Yes, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly 7. With the index 20 exclusive. The index 20 exclusive. So bearish candle starting. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you can actually decide to change the parameters, do with it like you can do whatever you want with it. You can add it as a confluence before you open a trade. Maybe you add it using a higher time frame or the 4-hour time frame. You want to scan through, let's say, the past 2 days or 3 days to know how many bullish candles. That which can actually be a confluence, not a trading strategy. Please remember, I am not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advice. This is just for didactic purposes. This is just for educational content. So please, this is not a financial advice. This is just a little disclaimer. So stay tuned. Please remember to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video if you found it helpful, and share with your friends. Stay tuned. Peace out. Love you.